Hey everyone, Jason Creel. I want to talk to you about how I handle my invoicing for my lawn care business. Now, I have used several different softwares through the course of my lawn care business, and most of them have built-in invoicing features. Matter of fact, that's one of the primary reasons I use the lawn care software is for the invoicing. So I've also used QuickBooks, which obviously has invoicing on it, but currently, as I've recommended on here, I use Yardbook. You can go to yardbook.com, get a free Yardbook account, but I do the invoicing through Yardbook. So here's how it works for me. When I am doing, so I have mowing customers, and then I have weed control and fertilization customers. On my weed control and fertilization customers, what I do is I pre-print off the invoice from Yardbook the day of the service. And so when I go out to their lawn and perform the lawn treatment, I have the invoice already printed off in my truck, stack invoices for all the customers that I'm servicing that day. I also have an envelope that I have printed out in bulk that has my return address on it, my P.O. box for my business. And then I have plastic bags. And so basically, I take the invoice and I take the envelope and I put it in the plastic bag that hangs on the door. You've probably seen those from other lawn care businesses. And so I leave that on the day of the service. Now, for my mowing customers, I have some that pay on the spot. Of course, that's always fine. I'm not going to turn down the money. But for the others, I do it this way. I bill them typically at the end of the month. So if I mow their grass 2 times in April, the end of April, I print off an invoice from Yardbook and I will mail it to them, and they mail the check back. Now, the cautions with that, and it is a risk that I have taken and have been burned on, is that, hey, you're saying you're a month behind always until the end of the year. You know, let's say I quit cutting the grass in October, bill them at the end of October, they send me a check in November, then we're back caught up again. But throughout the whole year, I'm not billing them until the end of the month for the previous month, and it could be 2 or 3 weeks into the next month before they pay. I understand that, and that is can affect your cash flow. I'm not saying that's a perfect system. That's just how I've done it in the past. If you're uncomfortable with that, or if you've been taken advantage of, which I have, but I will say that it is rare that happens, then you can do a couple of things. One, you can require a credit card for people. I know people that have done that, and they say that it is the best thing they have done. And so basically, you have a credit card on file, and you run that credit card the day of their service before their service. And so basically, you're charging them the day, you're getting paid the same day that you provide service for them. You don't have to worry about collections at all. So keeping a credit card on file is a great way if you don't want to take any risks. The downside on that is, how many people are you scaring off by requiring that they give you a credit card on file? I think in this day and age that number is probably few, but I would say it's probably some, because and typically older customers are not as comfortable with credit cards, but I think that has become more and more acceptable and will continue to become more and more acceptable as time goes on. So anyway, that's a way if you don't want to get burned. Of course, you got to pay the credit card processing fees, but if you look at it and that you don't have to wait to get paid, and you're not going to get cheated because you're collecting the money right before you actually provide the service. So that's an option. Here's the other thing I do for customers, and Yardbook has this built in, but for customers who want to pay with a credit card instead of mailing a check, and a lot of people just say, well, I don't like messing with checks. I give them 2 options. One, the first service of the year, I will send out a prepayment letter, or leave a prepayment letter in the envelope for them that says, hey, you get a 5% discount if you want to pay for the year. Here's your annual price. And so some of them will do that, and they don't have to deal with it the rest of the year. That's fine with me too. I'm perfectly comfortable collecting money up front. The other option is on Yardbook, if I get their email address, then I can email over the invoice to them, and then of course they can pay with a check or online banking, or there is a link once I email an invoice that they can click that link and enter in their credit card on their own and pay. That way I don't have their credit card information. They have it, they keep their credit card, they enter it in the system and pay. And I have quite a few people that do that, and that works out great as well. And so, again, I'm paying it's just under 3% credit card processing fee. One thing Yardbook added is a little tip thing on the credit card, so it gives people the option to leave a tip. At first, I was like, I don't know if I like that, because it's almost like I'm asking for a tip, and I don't really want to ask for a tip. But I will say that feature's only been on there a few months, and I have had quite a few people leave tips, and so you'll be surprised. And one good thing about it is you're not sure if the customer's satisfied or not half the time. Well, they start leaving you $18 tips, you think, I guess they're happy, So I think the tips have made up for the processing fees, or at least close. So anyway, that's how I handle invoicing. I'm not saying it's the only way, of course. There are other ways, and I'd be interested to hear what other people are doing and how you're addressing the problems out there, such as people not paying, people paying late. Maybe you've come up with a better solution through invoicing on how to collect. So, hope that helps. Bye.